Ahead of a suspected bid for the White House, Florida Governor Ron Desantis took his fight against liberalism into the deep Democratic territory of California on Sunday.
I know you guys got a lot of problems out here, but your governor's very concerned about what we're doing in Florida, so I figured I had to come by.
Speaking at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library about 50 miles north of Los Angeles, DeSantis attacked Democratic leaders as being infected with a, quote, woke mind virus. He's made war on liberalism a central theme of his governorship and a way to appeal to the Republican base.
So in Florida, we say very clearly, we will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Our state is where woke goes to die.
DeSantis also took aim at Walt Disney, which opposes a Florida law opponents call Don't Say Gay, restricting classroom instruction around gender and sexual orientation. Last month, he signed a bill that takes control of a special tax district surrounding Walt Disney World that for half a century allowed it to operate with a high degree of autonomy. He also made a veiled reference to the chaos of Donald Trump's presidency and his defeat to Democratic President Joe Biden in 2020. Trump has already declared he will make a bid for the White House.
I can tell you in 4 years, you didn't see our administration leaking like a sieve. You didn't see a lot of drama or palace intrigue. What you saw was surgical precision execution, day after day after day. And because we did that, we beat the left day after day after day.
Other candidates expected to jump into the Republican primary race include former Vice President Mike Pence and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Nikki Haley, Trump's former ambassador to the United Nations, declared her candidacy last month.
Thank you. Hello, California. I know you guys got a lot of problems out here, but your governor's very concerned about what we're doing in Florida, so I figured I had to come by. And I believe parents in the state of Florida should be able to send their kids to elementary school without having an agenda jammed down their throats. They should not be teaching a second grader that they can choose their gender. That is wrong, and that is not going to happen in the state of Florida. And I know you have a company down the road in Burbank that had different ideas about that, but I can tell you this, Disney may have gotten everything they wanted in Florida for the last 60 years, but there's a new sheriff in town now, and we are not backing down to that. We are also working to reorient higher education towards those goals that I had mentioned. And to do that, we've already enacted reforms so that all tenured professors in the state of Florida must undergo review every 5 years and can be let go for poor performance. We will also be signing legislation during our legislative session to ensure that our universities operate in a colorblind fashion. And accordingly, we will be eliminating all DEI bureaucracies and programs. No more discrimination. So in Florida, we say very clearly, we will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Our state is where woke goes to die. Now, I wish I could say that our problems are limited to just a handful of leftist state governments, but I think as most people know, we have a big problem with the federal establishment in Washington. It has engaged in an inflationary spending binge that has left our citizens poorer and our nation weaker. It still clings to pandemic restrictions. They won't let Novak Djokovic come to the United States, even though he's had COVID because of the shot mandate. And these restrictions are based on ideology, not based on science. They have recklessly facilitated open borders. We have record drug overdoses, record amount of fentanyl coming in, criminal aliens coming in, including people on the terror watch list, and the sheer number, the millions and millions of people that have been released in our society have imposed significant burdens on taxpayers in communities all across the country, including briefly for one night in Martha's Vineyard, but it was only one night. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. God bless. Thanks so much. So good to see you. Thank you. Thanks so much. Honor to be with you. God bless you all. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated.